What's going on, good people? It's your boy Iceberg. We're out in the garden this morning. Sun's not quite up yet, but you see it's starting to get light. We like to get out here at this time, take a look in our garden, see what's going on. And we've already talked about why getting out in the morning is like probably about the best time for you to get out, especially if you need to water. I haven't had to water because we've had rain every single day. But yeah, if you need to water, morning's a great time to get out. Maybe I'll hear a little bit. There's the birds chirping, the animals starting to wake up. It's just a peaceful time to get out in the garden. And whether you're enjoying a morning cup of coffee or tea, whether you're drinking some water, just getting your day started, it's a good place to come and clear your head, place to meditate. If you do any kind of journaling, or if you kind of take some time to figure out what you're going to do for the day, being out in the garden is a nice and peaceful place to get that done. I just wanted to bring you a quick morning message and talk about some of the stuff. Actually, it's kind of a recap of some of the things we talked about over the weekend and over the last couple of weeks or whatever, but let me just give it to you and explain. It'll make sense to you in a second. So this weekend, if you saw one of my videos this past week, it was either Thursday or Friday, I was out of my property and I had just finished, or not finished, but I was in the process of cutting grass, and I just, took y'all on a little journey and talked a little bit about the importance of land ownership. And so the reason that I cut the grass on that day was because I had looked at the forecast, and this is my mistake because I told y'all about a week or two ago that the forecast is going to be basically 80 to 100 degrees with high humidity and a chance of afternoon thunderstorm every day, right? Well, that's what I said, and I should have believed it. But instead, I decided to believe a weather app. Come on. I decided to believe a weather app. And that weather app told me that it was not going to rain Saturday or Sunday. Come on. Told me that it was not going to rain Saturday or Sunday during the daylight hours, meaning that I would be able to go out to my property and build my garden beds that I'm planning on building out of pallet wood and get some other things done out there. Well, I should have just believed my own gut as opposed to believing the weather app, because what we really got is on Saturday from about 1 until near 7, we had a thunderstorm at the 1-2 hour. It probably went for a couple hours, and it was so bad that it knocked out our power until almost 7 o'clock. So yeah, we went without power for about 5 hours on Saturday. Turn around, look at the forecast Saturday, thinking about what we're going to do on Sunday, right? So again, no rain in the forecast during the day for Sunday. So I'm like, all right, maybe I can get out there tomorrow and get something done. Well, had some things to do in the morning, so we knew it wouldn't be until around noon or so, a little after, that we'd be able to get out there. Come noon, I'm outside, I'm doing some things here at the house, and just kind of get a feeling, like there's nothing in the forecast, and it's not raining or anything, but I just kind of get a feeling. And so I look up at the sky, and lo and behold, off in the distance, there's some clouds. And I'm like, those look like rain clouds, but I don't see anything in the forecast. So I just went ahead and started packing up. I was outside working with some tools and stuff, so I started cleaning up my tools and everything. And not 20 minutes after I get everything cleaned up, it starts dumping rain again, like out of nowhere. And we're not talking about just a little rain, sun shower. We're talking about full downpour. So the reason I'm saying all of this, and I know that was a long story to get to this point, but the reason I'm saying all of this is to say that the more that you get connected to the dirt, the more that you touch the soil and get connected to nature and the things that are going on in this nature ecosystem that we're a part of, the more that you start to get a sense and a feeling of the just what's going to happen. So I started getting a feeling about the rain, and I noticed it based off of a feeling, not based off of the people who get paid to predict what the weather is going to be, because they had no clue until it was here. You know, I went and looked at the apps again, the weather apps, while it was raining. And at the beginning, it said light rain. But, you know, 5 seconds later, it was a downpour that, you know, it was literally like hurricane type rain. I mean, it was blowing sideways. The trees were blowing really hard, almost laying over sideways. And none of it was predicted. But my body was telling me that something was coming. So it's kind of like, if you are familiar with, you know, how cattle move, or, you know, livestock move, when you see them out in a pasture or in a field, you know, during a regular day when there's no weather issues or anything like that, they will just be out in the field grazing, doing their thing, be anywhere. When they notice a storm is coming, they will actually start to make their way towards where they know shelter is. If it's just going to be like a, you know, sun shower or whatever, they'll still probably be out in the field, maybe hang out under some trees or something. But they can sense when there's going to be a thunderstorm or a hurricane, or, you know, the torrential weather where they need to seek shelter. And their bodies kind of take them, you know, tell them that they need to make their way towards where the shelter is, because they know where the shelter is. They remember that much, you know, to know where to go. Just like they say, like your dog can kind of find its way back home if it was kind of lost somewhere. The animals know where their shelter is. So if you're looking at a, you know, a herd of cows or whatever, you'll see them start making their way back towards a barn before the rain or the storm actually, you know, gets there. So by the time it's storming, they're already where their shelter needs to be, or close to it, rather than being a mile away on the other side of a pasture. So the more that we get ourselves in tune with the dirt, putting your hands in the dirt, putting them seeds in the dirt, the more we do that, the more our bodies get in tune with nature and what's going on. You know, you just kind of get a feeling, in a sense. You can just look at some things and tell that something's not right or what it needs, just by getting out here, experiencing it. And that's why I challenge you, I continue to challenge you to just take action. Every step you take will be a building block onto your knowledge. And that knowledge is going to be needed when this winter comes. It's going to be a cold winter. People are telling you, you may not be listening. It's going to be a cold winter. And you need to be able to grow your own food to reduce that inflation, to reduce that grocery bill, to feed your family nice, healthy, organic food. So put the seed in the ground. Get in touch with the dirt. Put your hands in that dirt. Be out here in nature. You have to get yourself connected to this earth. The more you get connected to this earth, the more you understand things, the easier this life is to walk for you. And you can actually sense and just kind of, you get that, how women have, you know, the intuition, you know, we have the voices in our head or whatever. That becomes a part of that for you. The more you get connected to the earth, you get connected to this nature, and you get that intuition about when a storm is coming, when you need to check on your garden, when you need to add something to your soil, whatever the case may be. You get that intuition by being out here in it. You know, they say like 10,000 hours or something to master it, you know? So being out here in your garden, you just have to be out in the garden. And as you become one with it, it will speak to you as you're speaking to it. So make sure you get out in your garden, start beating this sun up, start getting some things done before the sun comes up. And then you can be like the early birds and the squirrels and everything that's out here very early. They're storing stuff away for the winter. We need to be doing the same thing, good people. So this is Iceberg. I'm about to take it to work. Make sure you're doing some work for yourself today. Salute.